We're going to talk about something that I believe has the power to change. It has changed my financial future and your financial future and help build a legacy that will last beyond your lifetime, considering that we are talking about 136 years. So, disclaimer, my name is Nick LaValle. I am going to make this clear up front. This is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. And what I'm going to share today is for educational purposes only. And I wanted to make sure to say that. And as I stated, my name is Nick LaValle. That is my wife, Kirsten. I'm going to tell you my story. I'm going to show you some facts about TEXITCoin. And I'm going to explain why I believe this is one of the most powerful passive income and legacy building opportunities of my lifetime, of our lifetime. Um, and as I stated, this is my wife, Kirsten, and myself. We lived in Texas for 14 years before moving to Chattanooga. We have 5 kids. We're business owners. We're entrepreneurs at heart. We knew nothing about crypto when we got started. We were gifted a mine from my mom back in February, actually on Valentine's Day. We sat on it for several months before realizing that we had made a few $1,000s. And we used that money to buy a few more mines and to start it and decided to start sharing our excitement with some friends. Since then, we have accumulated multiple mines and mining seats even, and are earning thousands of dollars per week in coins and in other avenues. And I just want to go over all of that stuff tonight. So, um, so let's get moving. So you might be new to crypto and wondering what it means to mine cryptocurrency. Anyone feel that way? I know we did, which is why we sat on it for months because I didn't have the brain power to go ahead and get started on learning something new. So imagine an orchard, okay? Everyone take a moment, close your eyes, picture an orchard. You can see the photo in front of you. If you close your eyes, picture that. Imagine 1 million apple trees. 1 million apple trees. And each one of those apple trees are a mine. But 1 million apple trees across this orchard. And each apple tree is the equivalent of 100 megahash or 1 mine. Now imagine being told that you have an opportunity to purchase up to 9 of those trees or 900 megahash so that you could start selling apples. Now, each tree, being 100 megahash, produces valuable apples that you can either store or sell. Think of mining, I'll just say it this way, like the orchard. The miner machines are the trees, the coins are the product that they produce or the apples. And you can buy or sell those apples or those coins as much as you want. So what exactly is TEXITCoin? Well, TEXITCoin, it's a layer one. Now this is going to get a little bit technical for just a moment, but it's a layer one proof of work blockchain. That means it's built from the ground up in its own infrastructure, not just a token on top of another platform. It was born in Texas. It's mined by regular people and no need for complex high dollar machines or high electric bills. You don't have to go and invest in any computer nodes. It was built. I'm going to record this. Someone just asked permission to record. I apologize. It was built to be money that you can use. Fast, low cost transactions without the middleman. I'll paint you the picture for it right now. Okay. So let's say you want to send a coin to a friend from Texas who's out of state. And so you get on your app, you send the coins, and you send it to someone out of state. This transaction clears in minutes. The fee is a fraction of a penny compared to PayPal, Cash App, or a bank wire. And if anyone's tried to do any bank stuff recently, there's times where you go to send money on Venmo and it just will not upload to Venmo to get the money over. But you compare that to Cash App, Venmo, a bank wire where fees range from a few dollars to upwards of $40. If you want your Venmo in your account right away, what do? They take a fee. Why do they take a fee? Because they can. This is why TEXITCoin is going to be so powerful and why it matters. So now the question is, why TEXITCoin? We asked, what is TEXITCoin? Why TEXITCoin? Well, TEXITCoin, when there's already thousands of cryptocurrencies, you have to ask yourself what makes TEXITCoin a little bit different. Well, one, there was no pre-mining. That means no insiders got millions of coins before it ever hit public, and every coin is mineable, which makes this a fair and balanced project. This isn't something where you have people that somehow were able to make all the money and you're just getting the scraps that fall from the table. Two, it's already tradable. TEXITCoin is listed on exchanges like DexTrade, Bitmart, MEXC, and you can buy, sell, and trade right now. Now, I'm going to wait for the value to go up in my coins, but you can do it right now. This isn't a meme coin. Okay, this isn't a pump and dump scheme, which most cryptocurrencies, when they fire up, are that way. And a lot of people have this quick hype flash in the pan, and then they fade and they disappear off into the sunset with people's money. That isn't what this is. This is literally built from the ground up. It's more efficient than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is known for massive energy use. I don't know if you guys remember when people used to have to buy warehouses and the air conditioning alone to keep that down. But TEXITCoin is built far more sustainable and cost effective. And to make this really real, right? I'll share an example. Like imagine a local food truck owner. Okay. He could reasonably, we know a lot of food truck people, they could reasonably pay over $3,500 a year in fees. If they're paying that much in fees, but they could have accepted TEXITCoin, where the fees would have been under $50 for the same year, and that money would have been reinvested in his business, that $3,500 or $3,450. That savings would have been in his pocket to pay for Christmas or the car that broke down. Like that's the difference that TEXITCoin can make. And I don't know if you guys have ever run a business, but when you run a business, it is very, very difficult to run a business when you have to pay so many fees and taxes. So now let's talk about the mission, right? The vision of TEXITCoin is pretty simple. Restore honest money to the people. The mission is to create a Texas-born community-powered currency, that allows families and small businesses to keep more of their money. When I work hard for my money, I don't like paying taxes. I don't like paying fees. I don't like paying transaction fees or just to have an account, an annual or monthly fee. I do not like that, right? So take my page of how I don't like it right out of Green Eggs and Ham. So this is something that was built to restore the simplicity of money and bring it back to the people. Now, who started this? Well, Bobby Gray. He's the founder. TEXITCoin was founded by Bobby. Now, Bobby, he's been working in the alternative currencies since 2008, maybe a little before. He actually created the original Bitcoin design, which is the actual physical coin with the B and the kind of triangle stuff behind it. That was his design. Now, he was working in gold and silver. He testified before Congress at a congressional hearing about monetary policy and has about 17 years of experience building alternative money systems. This is not an anonymous team. He's not an anonymous person. These are real people with a proven track record. Bobby Gray wants this to be an honest dollar. That's what he wants, and that's what TEXITCoin's goal is to become. So The same people who benefit from the mission of Texit are the reason it's growing so rapidly. If I can just be honest with you, as soon as I realized that I had thousands sitting in an account, I immediately told some friends, bro, this is real. Texit decided on using the crowdfunding method. Well, works for me. Why? Because it keeps the cost down. But they used a crowdfunding method to grow the company, and it's been wildly successful. People are changing their lives because they're jumping on this rocket ship called TEXITCoin. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to know what I'm looking at for the future. So let's talk about some projections. Let's look at the numbers of TEXITcoin. TEXITcoin launched in April of 2024 at just about 0.028 cents, literally just over 2 cents. Today, in November, it's around $4 a coin, and that's a growth of about 14 to 15,000% increase in less than 2 years. As a matter of fact, it's been a year and a half. There are about 54.5 million coins in circulation out of a max supply of 353 million, and the blockchain rewards are 254 TXC every 3 minutes, up to 95,000 in a day. The community has grown into close to, it's not over 50,000. I was wrong on this when I typed it in. It's actually close to 50,000. We're getting close to the threshold of having 50,000 miners, not mines, miners, people like you and I that are a part of this. It's pretty cool. The fully diluted evaluation is around $1.5 billion as a company, and compared to the largest cryptocurrencies in the world, this is still the ground floor. Still the ground floor. We have a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in the future. This is where it gets really interesting, though. In February of 2026, the coin is going to be projected at $16 a coin. That puts it at a $1 billion market cap, but that's just the start. You see, the next goal is 80, right? Which would put TEXITcoin among the top 30 cryptocurrencies worldwide with a $5 billion market cap. And by 2027, as the infrastructure grows and adoption spreads, meaning, crowdfunding, and then, of course, the adoption of coin, the target is $800 per coin, and more. As long as the long-term vision, as long as everything stays on plan, with all the details that support all this, and I can get into those in the Q&A time, we could be looking at close to $2,800 a coin. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not chump change. I'm pretty I'm pretty excited about $2,800 a coin. So this is one of the biggest reasons I trust TEXITcoin is because of the transparency. I don't know if you guys have taken time to go to mindtxc.com. You can go to the dashboard and you can take a look at every single thing that is spent in the company. Well, and this is why they said it's a proof of work concept. You can see everything on the dashboard. And once you join, you can see how the funds are used in greater detail, where the miners are located, what the hash rate is. Over 60% of the miners are here in the US. As a matter of fact, there's two major chunks of the pie chart. One is Texas, the other one is the rest of the United States. So this is not an offshore project where they're looking to hide behind anonymous names or fictitious people. It's local, it's visible, and it's real. And their point is to get established, to have another alternative currency that's going to drive the market stronger and put the trust back into the purchase. Because right now, they're fighting to become a standard. Like I said, imagine if you own a small business and you can take TEXITcoin and someone can pay you with TEXITcoin and it takes seconds for the money to show up and there's a 1 or 2 cent fee. Right? Now back in the day, if you wanted to mine Bitcoin, you would need tens of thousands of dollars, crazy machines, lots of electric bills, air conditioning, the whole bit. It was crazy. And I remember that whole thing happening. And I threw my hands up. It's like, I don't have the ability to do that. The only people that do are trust fund babies that have money to throw at it. Most people can't do it. TEXITcoin makes it simple because the infrastructure is already built. Why is that important? Well, because You purchase your mine for 9.95, and once you own that seat, it pays out TEXITCoin every single day for 136 years. If you buy more than one mine, because they have multiple different packages, then you get whatever the one mine would have earned times however many mines you have, and that's your dividend, and you get that every single day for 136 years. This is not a fly-by-night thing. Now, mining TEXITCoin, my wife and I, when we first joined back in February, the price of the coin was about 28 cents, maybe a little less. I don't know, right around 28 cents. And at that time, our daily reward was about 80 coins a day. Fast forward to today, and our mine has grown, right? We've grown more mines, and more people have joined, and the daily reward has shrunken to a certain amount of coin per day. But to be honest with you, we are still getting multiple because we earned more hash. We earned more mega hash. The price right now, right around $4, right? So even though we're getting fewer coins, the coin is still more than 28 cents, which is what we started with. Um, and then back when we started, 80 coins at 28 cents each was about $22 a day. Today, let's say I get about 16 coins a day between my wife and I at $4 a piece. That's around $80-ish. It's about 440 when we wrote this, but it's about $80 a day. That is literally a threefold increase, and this isn't even where it's going to start. This is just on track to move where it needs to move. And here's where it really gets really kind of cool. It's projected to close in February of next year at, with the mining side, and every single person will earn exactly the same amount of coin per 100 mega hash, and that is 0.095. That means if you have one seat, you'll be getting about 0.095 coins per day for that one seat. And if you have three seats, it would be 0.285. Every 10 days, you'd have a full coin. And that means that literally, at the price that's coming in the future, if you were to jump to that price and you're getting three coins a day, let's just say it's, $800 a coin, you're looking at a 20, because you get one coin you're getting a $2,400 a month asset that's sitting there. If it's $1,000 a day, you're getting literally $3,000 a month in asset just sitting there. That adds up pretty quick when you save that. And if it hits 2,800, and that's nearly $800 a day, $24,000 a month from just three seats, right? So that's if this is why it gets so amazing. The difference between thinking short term and thinking legacy is, do you want to sell coins or do you want to develop coins? Early adopters got more coins because as the price continued to rise, remember their coins, they got, I don't know, 1,000 of them in a day, and their coins were worth 2 cents. Well, okay. But now that those coins have gone up in value, they can sell them off at $5 a coin right now and make a tremendous profit. So big deal. Now, buying coins versus mining. Let's talk about the difference, right? Everyone's heard the term golden goose, golden egg. There are two ways to participate in TEXITCoin. First, go in. You can go onto any exchange, you can buy some coins, and you can hold them. That's like owning the egg. Okay. It has its value, but once you spend it or sell it or trade it, it's gone. It doesn't replace itself, and it's a one-time opportunity. Second thing you can do is mining. Now, mining's different. When you own a mining seat, it's like owning the goose that laid the egg. So every single day, the goose produces a new egg. So if you've sold some eggs, it replenishes. This gets paid directly to your wallet, and you can spend them, hold them, or reinvest them. And here's the key. The goose keeps producing that egg every single day for 136 years. Same amount. So I would ask, would you rather own a single golden egg that disappears once you've sold it, traded it? Or would you rather own the goose that lays the golden egg and will continue doing that every single day? Mining is the path to long-term wealth, and it gives you a continuous stream of coins that you can build over time. Buying the coin directly is more like trading. Once you sell it over, once you sell it, it's over. Once you mine, though, once you're mining, the mining continues developing coins, and this can benefit you, your children, your grandchildren, and that is a very, very powerful tool. Now, in the sharing of this, right, let's talk about how you can get rewards. Okay. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of TEXITCoin, and it has been my favorite part because it has paid for a motorcycle, it has paid for tires, it has paid for a lot of things. Again, I'm not saying anything from a financial advisor state. I'm just saying what it has done for me, personal testimony. But this is one of my favorite parts because it takes the pressure off. If you're brand new to crypto and you're still learning, as a matter of fact, do me a favor if you guys would. Um, would you guys put in the chat if you've earned rewards from this program and how it's blessed you? I don't have time to do that. But there are two programs built to help you earn extra rewards as you go. The first program is called our 1-2 free program. Okay. If you share the opportunity with just 3 people using your affiliate link and they sign up, you earn a free mining seat or another 100 mega hash. If you do that within your first 30 days of signing up for your mine, then you actually earn 200 mega hash, which is like earning 2 other mines. So now you have 3 mines. Okay. Think about that. By helping 3 of your family or friends, right, to invest, right, you can double or even triple your original mine. I said mind. Um, and that is without spending an extra dime. So you can go from having your 100 mega hash to having 300 mega hash just by sharing it with a few friends. Now, I am totally cool with that because the last thing I want is for my friends to say, "Why didn't you tell me about it?" Because I've already seen how beneficial it is. Now, this is designed for people who want to move faster, the Rapid Rewards program. Um, every time you sign someone up, they get placed into one of your two team, right? Your left team or your right team. Once you have 3 points on your left and 3 points on your right, you've earned $1,000 reward, and that doesn't stop. It doesn't stop right there because each week you max out with 9 points on your left and 9 points on your right, which earns you 3,000 reward for that week. So it goes 1,000, 2,000, or $3,000 reward, and it's 3 points, 6 points, or 9 points. Now, these rewards can be paid out in hash, right? The hash power, or cash, or TEXITcoin itself. And why does this matter? Because it means that you're not just depending on the daily mining rewards from your seat. You actually have 2 additional ways to boost your income, burst your income too, while learning. And it creates a system where your success and community success go hand in hand. So imagine starting with one mine seat, right? You get 100 mega hash. You started with your one mine. Because you invited a few friends, you helped them get started, you end up with extra seats, right? Extra reward that accelerate your daily income. So now when I talked about that one mine, if it was $1,000 a token and that one mine is sitting there, you're earning 3 coins a day. But if you have 3 mines, you're now only earning 9 coins a month. And if that same thing is worth $1,000, that is $9,000 an asset. That's just for easy math when I'm saying it for the $1,000 thing. Um, and that to me is very, very powerful. So that's what these programs are all about, is to help you, build faster and be able to really, you can accelerate earning your money back on your investment. Now, the current packages, if you want to get a mine, if you want to begin mining, you can start with one. That's where we were. And then I bought a couple for my wife. The the one mine is 995. 3 mines is 995 times 3. 5 mines is 995 times 5. And 9 mines is 995 times 9. So pretty awesome because that's the same price I paid way at the beginning. And the last person who buys a mine is going to be um, picking one of these packages too. Now, so getting started, it takes less than 5 minutes, right? All we need to do is start with your name, your phone number, or email address, and you choose a package. And we start from anywhere, from the 1 seat all the way up to the 9. You can pay with ACH or crypto. Personally, it's a crypto company, so it'd be really, really good to get into doing it with crypto. You'll usually get your physical coin within 2 to 4 weeks. Right now, it's running closer to 4 weeks. And when you get that, you're going to want to make sure that you keep it safe because that physical coin is very, very, very important, and it will be absolutely detrimental if you lose it. And I can tell you some during the Q&A time, some fascinating mistakes that people made to the point where someone bought a whole landfill to find his computer and his coin because he misplaced his Bitcoin. So, anyway, this will all happen really fast. We can get you locked in and we can get you started. No problem for your mining experience. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up to the Q&A. Um, and I want to make sure to say this. If you were invited here by someone that we're affiliated with, meaning anybody that's within earshot of us that said to go ahead and come here, please make sure to reach back out to them. This is all about, relationship and community. So, um, anyway. I really appreciate you guys sticking around for that. It is my first time going through that, so there's a lot of bad memory. So meaning I'm not good at memorizing at all. But I will go ahead and open it up for Q&A, and I'll stop sharing now and just be able to interact, and we'll just be able to answer your questions. Oh, here, hold on. Let me just pinky up.
So my question is, are you taxed on every single bit that you make in the coin money? Like say you get 20,000. Is that taxable income even if you, because I know y'all were talking about the Visa card.
Yep.
Like say you go to Costco and you spend $2,000. Is that taxable income, or does that just come straight out of your coin, or are you only taxed as taxable income if you transfer it into hard cash into your bank account?
So my understanding is it is taxable if you convert it into your account, but that doesn't start until 2026. So,
Okay.
and that is like, for instance, you're taking crypto money and you're going to convert it into Federal Reserve dollars. Well, of course, they're going to tax you because now you've hit their realm, right? So, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, I, c- I could have a bunch of US dollars and go to Europe and want to spend them, and they won't take the US dollar. They want me to convert it to a euro. But as soon as I convert it to a euro, I'm now on their pay plan. So I lose 50 cents per dollar
Mm-hmm.
because my dollar doesn't go as far. So they don't know until they know because you've now entered their financial system, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So right now
Are
it's
you
more
sure?
of a declaration.
And they're not implementing that till 2026.
Well, and even that's iffy because it really comes down to, cashing out large sums of money. Um, you know, that's my full understanding. And someone just wrote in the chat, "Did you record this?" Yes, I recorded it. I'm still recording. So, yeah. But yeah, as far as taxability, crypto is one of those worlds where right now they don't know how to tax it because there's nothing there. But if you convert it to their dollar, in their system, then yes, they can tax that. There is legislation being pushed through to not have it be taxed as capital gains, though, because that's ridiculous.
So what happens if like something happens and the whole thing just goes, you lose all that money, right? Is that how that works?
If what whole thing goes, you
I
mean
don't like
TEXITCoin?
if yeah, like if it just I mean, because I don't know much about this. I've heard some bad things about crypto and how like if like it crashes. I mean, yes, say you've only invested really $1,000, really, if
Yeah.
you only start out with the one. So you're really, even if you get 20,000 and you've spent 5,000, you really aren't, in my opinion, you wouldn't be losing anything.
Mm-mm.
But it would suck to have like say 50,000 in there and then it crashes and then are you out that money?
Yeah, you would be out that money because the coin would no longer carry any value. But here's the thing that's really cool that's not really talked about because there's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on with TEXITCoin. TEXITCoin right now is a layer one proof of concept or proof of work, not proof of concept, proof of work blockchain, which means it has a ledger that protects everything, meaning it's transparent in every detail, right? How many coins, when it did it, what serial number made the coin, all the stuff. And then it's because it's proof of work, and then it's locked into the blockchain, which means it's being actually mined. This is an actual mine. This isn't a coin that came up that said, hey, Ethereum, we really like your network, but we don't have the money to start our own. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach onto yours. We're going to wrap our coins in Ethereum, use your network. We're going to pay your fees. Of course, Ethereum's going to be cool with that. Well, guess what? TexitCoin wants to do the same thing, but they don't want to be the one getting wrapped. They want to wrap other coins. They want to become a layer two technology, which they've already started implementing. And what that will mean is it will become more utilitarian all at the same time as well. So, like, let's just say at the end of this, we don't have any more mines coming in, so there's no more revenue generated, right? And I know that that's one of the questions that people will ask. Well, how are they going to make money? Well, transaction fees, millions of people transacting through the network, and depending on their dollar amount, they're using the network to push the money, but they're literally sending the money to another institution or to another cryptocurrency. And they're doing it the same way Ethereum's been doing it. This is why Ethereum's a $4,000 coin on most days. So there's a big plan. Also, I will say this, there's a lot of liquidity within TexitCoin. There's literally liquid cash, there's gold, silver. There is also assets like physical homes, businesses, commercial properties owned by the company. They're all assets to back up the liquidity, to substantiate the values of the coins, and to keep the bottom from falling out. And it's very, very important that those things are in place. But there's a plan for everything that they're doing, and it's wonderful. The reason I say it's wonderful is not because it's euphoric, it just is good. It's good what they're doing because they're substantiating it to keep the bottom from falling out, and they're planning on phase two and phase three. Because right now we're just in phase one, 0 to 16. Once we get to $16, it'll go to 16 to 100. Once it goes from 100, it hits 100. They'll already be implementing phase three, which is going to be 100 to 1,000. But based on projections, they're saying this could get up to $2,800 at its peak in the next couple of years. So I'm fairly excited about it because of a lot of it due to the fact that it's liquidity, it's the timing of release. We're on 8 different platforms now, tradable on 8 different platforms. We won't be on Coinbase for a short while. So if you go on Coinbase and you look up TXC, you're going to see meme coins that are worth 40 cents, 20 cents. Those are wrapped coins. They're not even being mined. They're just meme coins. Has anyone seen Trump's coin? You ever heard of it? No, it's like a $7 coin right now. It's great. It's not a real coin. It's a meme coin. It's not actually being mined. It's just being traded because it's like a baseball card. It's fictitious. But that's what's so cool about TexitCoin is it's actually being mined. So when you pay your money, you'll see the mega hash rate go up every single month because people are purchasing mines. That money's being used to purchase more computers, to build more infrastructure. They opened their third facility. They broke ground on that about 2 months ago, and their third facility is already up and running. So there's a lot of good things happening.
And what if you don't get people under you? Like,
Yeah.
how long will it take to I think that's why that's the biggest thing for me, that I know you and Kirsten have a massive following of people, and so you are a lot more boisterous. Like, you're somebody that's easy to talk to, somebody that can just open up and talk about it and get people to go under you, right? So for you, it's easy, in my opinion, for you to make a ton more money than somebody like myself or Austin, because we're not, I don't mean this, I'm not trying to be rude, but we're not salesy kind of people. And I'm not saying that's what you are, but I'm saying realistically, if I don't do anything, but I put in $1,000 into the one mine,
Where's the benefit?
Is there even any benefit for me? Because am I only going to make $10 a month? So it's going to take 10 years or
No, no, no,
whatever.
no. So that's what I was trying to get at is so by February, it's projected to be somewhere in the ballpark of $16 a coin. Okay. That's tradable. Like you can go on DexTrade, MEXC, Robinhood, those kind of things. And I think Robinhood, I'm not even sure. Chris is on here. He can say what platforms. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought we were on Kraken. We're not yet. So whatever. My point is, we're on seven or eight. Yeah, eight different platforms now to buy, sell, or trade TXC. So if you want to, you can go on and you can buy the coins. But the point is like right now, if you come in, you're getting about a half a coin a day. So you're getting 15 coins a month, right? So let's just do the math. Let's say they get up to $100 a coin in June or July of next year, right? And between now and when the last mine is sold, you're making multiple coins, um, a month, multiple. Meaning I don't know how many, but it tapers off as it goes. I would account for that. I would say, okay, so instead of making, a half a coin a day, getting one coin every other day, 15 coins a month, let's just say it drops down to 5 coins a month. But if that coin is $500, okay, so if that coin is 500 yeah, if that coin, let's just say it's $100 and you're making that per coin, that means per month plus everything you've stored up is now valued at $100 a coin. So if you make 15 coins your first month and 12 the next month, 10 the next month, 8 the next month, 6 the next month, and that keeps happening until you start to make only 3 coins a month, and those coins are valued at $100, you've easily made your money back.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not where it's going to stop. And that's the point that's so cool because when these things get up to $1,000 a piece and you're making 3 of them a month, plus you've got everything you've stored up, when you decide that you want to go and either pay off your debt or you want to go and you want to, I don't know, pay off the remainder of your house or whatever it is that you want to do, you'll be able to liquidate or even borrow against. Now, here's a whole nother topic. You can borrow against assets. And when you have an asset like Bitcoin or as TXC or Ethereum, and you have enough of it, you can borrow against it at little to no interest at all. So there's a
Nick, can I speak to just them with their concerns about the following? Because like
yeah.
I'm like you guys, I don't have a huge following like Nick and Kirsten. So I don't expect to grow like them, but as you bring people on, even just a few people, and he didn't go into deep stuff with the binary system. You could probably get that from him after, but your legs, you got your right and your left, and each person can only have two under them, and then they expand out. So as you bring people in and put them under you, they start bringing people on and putting under them. And sometimes other people above you are putting people under you. And all of those mines, every mine is a point. So every mine that goes under you, whether you put them on, whether you're their personal sponsor or not, roll up to you. So as long as you've sponsored a handful of people and you've got what they call cash potential, you have the potential to be earning that commission. So it's not solely based on the volume of people you bring in. It also is all those that start coming in underneath you, and that's what can propel you to be making those matching points on either side and then taking your commission as cash, coin, or hash. So you don't have to have a huge audience to be able, to make this worth it. So I just wanted to speak from that side because I don't come from a huge, downline of people or anything like that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Now, I know it's gonna be hard to take me serious like this, but the reality is there's a gamble in everything. I'll be honest with you, there's no real gamble in this to me. And the reason I say that is because if you own a mine, there's a Tuesday call you can get on. You can listen to Bobby and the team of leaders talk about the plans for the future. And you can hear what they're doing to shore up the company, to keep the bottom from falling out or the rug pull. There's so much stuff there's so much stuff they're putting in place. So many things they're putting in place to prevent the fictitious stuff. But the reality is that mining has been a blessing for us. Um, because of the 1-2 free, that's been great. Because of the rapid rewards, that's been fantastic. But once the last mine is sold, all that stuff goes away, and you're just left with your golden eggs is all you got. That's it. I don't, and can I just speak honestly to everyone real quick? And I'll just share one little quick thing. I have a multiple friends that tell me, well, I don't know. I just can't afford that yet. I was at a motorcycle store today and I was like, do you have a quad lock case for your phone so you can see your navigation, whatever? And he's like, I'm just not there yet. And in my head, I want them there. And the reason I do is not because I want them to be able to spend money frivolously. It's because I want them to feel the blessing of not fretting about the details. Doesn't mean you go off and go do whatever, but you're not fretting the details because there's some financial backing there. And that would make my heart very, very happy. And days like today are, you know, powerful for that. Ted, I saw you unmuted.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I don't really have a question, but all the people on here, I just want to give you a little story, if that's okay. And this is for everybody on here.
I don't know. Listen, can you Illinois people tell stories?
We're pretty good at it. Back in 2016, I had a guy come to me on when they were mining Ethereum and trying to get me to invest some money into this. And back then, Ethereum was mining for Bitcoin. Okay. It was $5,000 to buy into this. I knew nothing about digital currency, never heard of Bitcoin, didn't know anything about it. Had the money to do it. Didn't do it because our other business was kind of failing at the time, and I needed to hang on to the money to make sure we could pay our bills. So I didn't do it. But if I would have invested that $5,000 with that company back in 2016, now this is less than 10 years ago, that $5,000 would have got me 100 Bitcoin. What's that worth today? That's over $10 million that I missed out on. So I'm just telling you all, look at the opportunity here. Ashley, you was really concerned about this. If you invest that $995 and you get just one mine and all 1 million mines sell out, that means you're getting 1/10 of a coin. Okay. If that coin goes to $1,000, which it's going to, that's $100 every day. You're getting 1/10 of 1,000 is $100. That's $3,000 every month. That's a house payment. That's real estate taxes. That's insurance. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you to do this, but sometimes you got to step outside the box a little bit and take a chance. Your investment of the $995, it's going to get paid back in less than a year with the multiple coins you're making. Like Nick said, right now, one mine's getting what, a half of a coin a day or 5 coins a day?
Right now, the coins, it's like 0.5 to 0.6 per day right now.
Yeah.
And again,
Half a coin.
I knew people, yeah, that's half of one. You're looking at about 15 coins a month. And again, if they're $100 a coin here in the next few months, that's $1,500 just from this month's yield. That's not even the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
Right.
And that's kind of what I was getting at is ultimately the person who buys the very last mine is going to have 0.095 of a coin every single day, a tenth of a coin, which means 3 coins a month ultimately, because there's 30 days in a month. That means every 10 days it's going to be a full coin. And so literally that's the cycle they're going to be in. But when they hit $1,000, that's literally $100 a day or $3,000 a month. And Ted, you're not the only one who had the same opportunity, and we didn't do it either, and we
Mhm.
should have. But the people who presented it to us, I didn't have trust with.
Yeah, it's like your little Zoom deal. It says, "Miss out on Bitcoin?" Question mark. I
Yeah.
did. I did not maximize the time, the situation. I can't go back on it. Do I regret it? Yeah, I do. I mean, my life would be golden right now. I mean, I'd be the golden goose right now, you know.
Well, better your situation than the guy who in New York who gave all the pizza. He bought like he oh my gosh, this guy gave hundreds of coins away just to buy some pizza, like $41 worth of pizza and Cokes. And I'm sure he even called it wrong too. He probably called it pop. But here's the reality. He spent multiple dozens of Bitcoin on those pizzas and sodas. And then here we are later, and those coins are over $100,000 a coin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
this,
a slice. That's a slice.
Now, whenever you say you use it to make a transaction, right? Like you go to the store and you use the card for it or whatever, are you physically losing the coins?
No,
How
so
does that work?
okay, so that's a good question. So the way that remember I said there's two ways to earn. One is with your mine, and you get coin deposited in your mine every single day. And yes, you can go and you can liquidate that. I'll share a quick story. Elijah had a friend that he started this with where they both bought a mine. His name's Aaron. Aaron decided that he wanted to look and see where he was at with his mine. He looked and he had thousands of dollars in coins sitting there because they'd gone up in value and he was in pretty early. So he had a good amount of little coins. Not a ton, but he had a good amount. He decided to take it upon himself to go to, I think, Dex Trade or someplace like that. And he uploaded, he converted his wallet to a hot wallet, which means you can spend it. And he ended up being able to sell for a little over $4,000 worth of his coins. This just happened this week. Okay. And so my point is he decided to liquidate his coins by going on somewhere and saying, I'd like to make these, here's the thresholds I want met. As soon as those thresholds were met, those coins were purchased because someone was looking for them at those thresholds. And boop, his transaction went through, his money hit his account. And now that can be taxed unless he keeps it as USDC. When you keep it as USDC, you're not sitting as the US dollar, you're in the US dollar coin, meaning it is crypto. It is not Federal Reserve. It's not backed by any Federal Reserve, which isn't even federal, but let's not get started on that. Um, but you're not backed by any of that stuff, which is actually kind of good. The whole reason crypto is popular is because it is a decentralized monetary system. There is no one centralized system. However, it is transparent. There's a ledger that you can see. If you go to mindtxc.com, you can see all kinds of stuff. And then you can go to blockchainmint.com. That's a sister company to Texit, and you can look for stuff there. There's tons of data out there that is true and correct. There's a lot of people, I'm just going to tell you this right now. There's a lot of people that are negative Nancy's, negative Nellies. They don't understand what's happening. They don't have the truth, but they love to go out there and run their mouth like experts. But the reality is they don't know. But they don't know they don't know.
Somebody had asked in the chat, which I'm glad they did because that's an awesome thing. Like if I didn't want to, or if we didn't want to buy our boys a mine, but is there a way to put beneficiaries, or are we better off buying them their own when the time comes? I mean, because they're
So,
still so young, but
great question. You can buy a mine for your kids. I did. I took some of our money. We bought each kid a mine, except for Elijah. He's the one that got in it before us. So, but here's the thing. It doesn't, here's the thing with crypto is it doesn't have to be willable. They just have to have the physical coin
okay,
and your login.
okay,
So if you want to leave it for them, coin, login.
okay.
If someone steals your coin, they won't even need your login. They can go in and channel the money right to their own hot wallet. So this
Wow.
physical coin is extremely important to keep safe. Does that mean you're vulnerable? Well, no. No. Not many people are going to come in your house, go looking for so one bronze coin sitting in
Hmm.
your sock drawer or in your safe, okay? So that's not really going to happen. But if you're taking it around with you everywhere, you run the risk of losing it, and I would not want that. So,
But to answer the question though, so if I go to the store and I'm using the whatever Visa card or whatever to buy groceries or whatever,
yeah.
is it physically depleting my
No, and
coin
I
supply
apologize. The
or
second half of answering that, and I apologize, Austin, is that when you earn commission, they pay it in USDC, which is a crypto. And you can spend that directly. You can have it deposited directly on your Coinbase card, which is like a Visa. And this Coinbase card has, I mean, heck, I bought lunch with it today for you and I because this card right here, this card right here is where all of my USDC or commissions have been deposited. Why is that important? It's important because they don't even know they're spending crypto. I just tap, I pay. Visa has agreed that they are willing to take the coin and give the cash, and that's what they do. Basically, transacting, right? And then they charge whatever fees they charge, but I only pay what I pay, meaning for the item. I'm not taxed, some crazy amount on my transactions. My transactions are being spent as USDC. Visa's the one converting them to US dollars.
See, I love the concept with my small business. Like you said, because I pay a ton of fees to Shopify, Sezzle, all of them.
Yep.
Every time a client purchases something, I really like it for that idea a lot, actually.
Me
That's
too.
cool. That's cool.
Yep. And that's their whole goal. One is to get this crowd funded, get it started, get the coin's value up, get things moving. They're doing a good job at it. Everything's rolling the way it should. Second to that is going to be rolling in the utilitarian side. They want to become a transaction company. And that's going to be huge because as they do, you're talking about airlines, you're talking about airports, you're talking about stadiums, you're talking about major things like Amazon, right? Imagine not sweating that the Amazon boxes are on your porch because you're not afraid that your wife or Nick spent crypto instead of whatever, because there's all kinds of weird boxes that show up here.
The other question I'm trying to figure out how to ask. So, how would I ask that?
Kirsten said for the motorcycle shop. Yeah, ask whatever straightforward. There's no offense here.
No, it's not. No, I'm just trying to figure out how to ask it. So, say 3 months, say I buy one next week of mine. And say I don't know, I'm just saying, and then say his parents and then brothers or whatever come underneath us, and say we have $2,000 now in this account. Does that? How would I ask that?
if you
Is
spend
that,
it, does it go down?
well, yeah, it's gonna go down. What I
But are you physically losing like the
what
coins?
I guess, like, do you only get a portion of that? Like, say you wanted to go like spend the money somewhere, like, do you actually have that 100% full amount to spend, or do you only have, like, say you have two mines, so you have $2,000 invested, you have to have a minimum balance, I guess I should say. I don't know how else to ask that.
No, so when you earn commissions, it's because you've got 3 points or more on each leg that match. And what that means is on one leg, let's just say you got a family member that comes in, they buy 5 mines, okay? And then you got another family member that comes in and below them and they buy 5 mines. Well, now you've got 10 points on one leg, okay? And then over here, let's just say um, Kirsten and I, we have nowhere else to put someone, so we just start putting a couple people, and they buy 5 mines each. Now you got 10 points on each side, which means you're matching 9 to 9. So now you get $3,000 in commission available to you. Okay. Now you can choose to take that in the form of cash, which will go to USDC, which will deposit on your Coinbase card. Your Coinbase card will allow you to spend up to $2,500 a day. Okay. So could you go out and spend it right away? Yes. I bought tires for my truck. I've purchased a lot of things with that money. Why is that important? Because that money is literally real. Literally real. Yes, you can spend it. Now, you can also take it in the form of hash, which means if you had $3,000 in commission, you convert that to hash, that's 300 hash, which means you now added 3 mines onto your one mine, and now you have 4 mines mining for you. Now, remember, this is only until the last mine is purchased. This isn't a forever thing. This
Yeah,
isn't,
how many are they doing and where are they at this point?
they are doing 1 million mines or 100 million mega hash. And right now they are nowhere near it. So we've probably still got another 4 to 6 months of this.
Okay.
I
Now
think they're
that's,
at 20, I think they're only at 20% right now, the last I heard.
yeah,
Oh,
it was. Now remember compound effect. I say this not to make people feel pressure. Compound effect is the more that hear about it, the more that are going to hear about it. And so it's going to start getting quick. Now, I don't know what it's going to be like during the holidays because I don't know what that's going to be like. But I do know that
okay.
I'm very, very happy that I did. So, any other good questions, Ted? Thank you for sharing. Ashley, Austin, I will tell you this. I would never steer you wrong, not on purpose, and rarely on accident. I say rarely because I'm not perfect. Um, but I know what I do know. And what I do know is that this has been very beneficial. And everything that I hear Bobby Gray talk about on Tuesdays and any other meetings that I look at, there's little things that he throws out that you have to be looking for, which I do look for, that are indicators of the planning that he's been putting into this. Like he's got his family working in the company too. They're not just along for the ride. So there's a lot of good things happening. So Tammy.
Yeah, I have a question. I think I've asked quite a few questions in the help desk, and they've been very helpful to provide information, but they said they can't do tax information, and they're not tax advisors, obviously. But I made a commission, and because I had a credit card that I needed to pay off, I've been on disability, I've had multiple surgeries, so I had money on there that I didn't want on there. I converted my commission from the Coinbase USDC to my checking account, and as far as I can tell, the whole amount went in there. But I
Yeah,
don't
it
know if
does.
do you know if there's any concern, or maybe I shouldn't do that again? But I did it because that's where I needed it, and I
I
needed
don't
the.
know. I don't know there's any concern, but what I do know is they don't tax it when it comes out. They'll end up giving a form. But I do know this that the IRS has a question on their form that says, "Do you have any crypto to declare?" Because they can't see it.
Mm.
Which is why I
Okay.
said when you convert it to the US dollar, they see the US dollar, they
Mm.
find out the source, but
Mm.
until you do that, there's no reason for them to tax it because it's not in their system.
I'll,
Mm.
I'll add to this, Tammy. If you go into your Coinbase account, there is in the little hamburger stack, there is a taxes tab. If you tap that and go in there, it will actually show you what what is considered going to be considered taxable, because you, as you spend money on your Coinbase card, you'll get rewards back. So like I've earned Bitcoin rewards and stuff like that, that's taxable. So anything that you've converted from USDC to US dollars, it will be under that tax bracket. And then you'll know like, okay, well, I have, $100 that is, taxable, or $1,000 that's taxable. You can see that right in that
In the
tax.
Coinbase stack thing.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It was better for me at the time. I
Yeah.
was just like, well, I had the money. Thank you very much. And it's in my account. So
Right.
I'm sure I can learn more as I go, but that was a blessing for me at the time.
It's a huge blessing. It's a good question. Jessica.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions. They might be a little bit off topic, and I might have to ask the back office or Telegram or something, but I figured I'd give it a shot here. The first thing is I got two people last week, my niece and then a friend. They bought mines for me. Well, I bought my nieces because I told her you have to have a mine. I mean, so she was like, okay. So anyway, but neither one of them have their coin ID yet. So they can't even see how much they're making each day. I mean, they're not freaking out about it or anything, but they do not have a coin ID yet.
Yep. So the coin ID is necessary to get into the app or to look at the blockchain mint and see how many coins you've got. However, if they just simply log into minetxc.com and register their profile because it's in the system, um,
Yes.
then they can
Have
see
them
how
both
many
do that.
coins. I'm sorry?
I have them both do that. Yes.
Yep, it's the same view as any other. So all they have to do is go in there and they can see every coin that they've produced or kept in their wallet and more. They can see all kinds of stuff. But once they have a coin dedicated to them inside of their profile, there is a TXC coin ID field that will be
Yes.
generated in there. They'll have some alphanumeric code in there. That will be what's on the back of their coin when they receive it.
So mine appeared right away when I bought mine. And then my dad's appeared too. So are they just behind on that? Is that
Yeah.
why they
Oh yeah. The
okay.
amount of growth has been exponential. So they're taking
Okay.
4 to 6 weeks for people to receive their coins. It used to be 2 weeks.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
We addressed that on a call a week or two ago. They actually ran out of the minted coins, and so until they get a stockpile, and they can't assign an ID when they don't have a coin with an ID. So as soon as they get
Okay.
the coins in to be able to send out, they'll address, or they'll, like Nick said, they'll assign a coin ID to their accounts, and then that will show up.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it will at some point. And my dad finally got an email. He's going to get his physical coin is supposed to get there on Friday, so he'll finally get his coin. And we knew it was going to take a while. So, but
yep.
yeah.
But
So
but the
I
coin
just wondered.
nonetheless, the
Yeah.
coin is not necessary to be able to view any of your stuff.
The only thing is that though the actual how much you're making like in money per day, it doesn't show unless
Well,
I
you mean
don't
how
know how to.
much in value you have in your wallet?
Yes.
Yep. So I guess if you want it broken down per day, but when you go in and you just do the math of what the coin
Yeah.
value
Just
is and
yes.
what your total coins are, you know how much you have sitting in your wallet.
Yeah. And I told my niece, I said, if you want to know, you can just calculate it and that'll be around what it is. So,
Yeah.
and we know things are taking time because it's growing, which we want to see it growing. So,
Yeah. It growing's a
the
good
other,
thing.
yeah, the other thing I wanted to know, and I don't know, I just found out about it I did the Zoom call with Byron on Saturday.
Hmm.
And he said, which is cool, he said, if you buy a license plate, a customized license plate with, TEXICoin advertising it or whatever, that they will give you a free mine. Have you guys heard that?
I haven't heard that.
I was like, I wonder if does that, and to me, I mean, this might be stupid, but I was like, do you have to live in Texas to get that? Or can you
My
get a
my
license?
guess would be because this was birthed in Texas, that's where Texit is going to have a license plate for themselves. Otherwise, like I just went and registered my motorcycle today, and there was no Texit plate selection, so I chose the Gadsden flag. So don't tread on me.
Yeah. Yeah, he just he just said, if you get all he just kind of mentioned it kind of almost in passing that if you get a license plate that advertises, like if it says mine TXC or something, customize it, that they will give you a free mine. You just have to,
Not shocking. Bobby says all kinds of crazy stuff, and then he has to back it up. It's kind of fun.
well,
That's
that
why
was
I'm like,
Byron. Byron said that.
no, no, I know that, but Byron's
Oh,
not the one that said that. I bet you it's Bobby. Bobby says some outlandish things, and then the company has to solidify it. He, but yeah, it's actually really cool. I'm gonna be honest. Never in my life has the founder of a company been so brazen as to just say things that are on his mind. It
Yeah.
is, and he's so unpolished that I actually like it. If he was
Yeah.
polished and overly polished and wearing a suit and presenting himself with it, it just would not be comfortable for me. So anyway,
Yeah.
Jess, thank
No,
you.
he's completely.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
chill.
So,
He's so chill.
yeah. I'll
Um,
have to ask on Telegram, though, and see if anybody knows about the license plate thing.
yeah, I'll find out from Byron. Chris,
Okay.
Hey, Jessica. Just the license plate thing. No, it is good in any state. FYI.
Okay.
What they're talking about is the
can you
letter
get closer to your microphone?
sorry. What they're talking about is the letter numerical part of the license plate, not like the ones that say like college teams or anything like that. Not the design of it. It can be on the blue Tennessee plate. It just has to have TXC somewhere in there. So
Oh,
you could pick your favorite numbers, like 123 TXC or whatever, and then you
okay.
do that and email it to Kristen down there, and she will facilitate that for you. Also, as far as the coin IDs, Nick, they've changed some of the stuff on there, and so they're not assigning the coin IDs when they mail it out. They're mailing out just the coin, and then when you get the coin, you register that coin ID to your account. Because the problem they were having was a lot of them getting lost in the mail, and they were
Yes.
having to re miners the TXC that they had gained on that lost coin. So by not assigning a coin ID until the person that bought it physically gets it, they're holding it in an escrow account until you register that coin, and then those coins, the tokens, the coins get transferred over to your coin ID at that point. That's why you're not seeing a coin ID on there right away.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that information.
Yep. Good job. Community teamwork makes the dream work. All right, guys, it's after 9. I'm going to let everyone go. Thank you so much. This is our first one. We're going to do this, and I'm going to make it more refined. I promise I'll move a little quicker through it in the future. But if you have people that are interested, you can send them here. If you'd like to talk further, I brought you here, shoot me a text. Otherwise, shoot a text to the person that brought you here. Love you guys.